Real quick before we get into the video, I want you to check out my cousin Villacoda's new mixtape. He just dropped it. I think it's 7 songs. It's on SoundCloud. Go check it out. Drop it a like. Leave us some feedback. Also, we did a hoodie giveaway this week. Evan Stein won that. This upcoming week, it's going to be long sleeve. And then the next week, it's just going to be the Basement t-shirt with the saying on the back. So, yeah, man, if you're not participating in that, go check it out. Ways to do it. Follow me on Instagram, both on the Basement and Jack Norris. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. You don't have to do it, but I would appreciate if you liked the video. Also, bonus ways to enter. You'll get 5. I'll give you 5 entries if you sub to my Twitch channel. So twitch.tv/EvaDecay. If you have an Amazon Prime account, it's free to subscribe to me. And that just gives you 5 extra entries towards winning a potential long sleeve. And then also you can just follow me on Twitch, and that would also give you an extra entry. Repost the post on your story when I post about the long sleeve giveaway, and that's also another entry. So those are the ways to enter. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you enter the contest. Let's get straight to it. Alright, what is going on? We're back. Brand new video. This is gonna be a different one. This is gonna be different. So I was gonna do it on the couch just because, like, this is a type of, like, me by myself on the couch type of video where I'm kind of just, I don't know, I'm just like opening up. Not really opening up, but like there's a lot of points on my trip where I thought about, you know, the concept that I started with my dad, which was kind of like the Kobe segment, which is you know, the fact that you could die any moment throughout the day, and I would want people to know what I had to say to them, what I would say to them if I was to just vanish, not vanish, but, you know, just like boom, just wiped off the face of the earth. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. If you haven't seen, I've done a lot already. When I go through the list, I'll already point out the ones that I did. But yeah, so let's get it done right here. So on the one that I did with my dad, you will have heard that I did one for Johnny, I did one for Eric, and I did one for Dan. I did one for Matt, Tommy, and Owen. On another one, I did one for Nick. I did one for Christian, Jake, and Coco, and I believe I was on episode 6. And then I bounced around. The one I did with my mom, I think I did Michael, Ben, and forgive me. Last person, forgive me. But yeah, all right. So let's go. We're on Alex, Ty, and Ian. So let's do them. Starting off, I'll do like in order of like how long I've known them, from like shortest time to longest time. So not Ian, Ty. I didn't know Ty that well throughout middle school. I believe it was high school after he came back from Canada. So I can't remember when he left for Canada. I think he was here for freshman year. I want to say he left for 2 years. I don't know if I'm right or not. I can't even remember if he left after 8th grade or if it was after freshman year. All I know is that he came back for senior year. And I remember, like, everyone was like, oh, Ty's back. And I was like, I never had a, you know, friendship with him. It's not like I didn't like him. It's just like we hung out with the same general group of people. Like, he hung out, I remember he was hanging out with like Parker, Sam Peterson, like kind of like similar people that I was hanging out with in middle school, but we just never like clicked or whatever. And then come senior year, it was just like we had an environmental class or marine and coastal, and it was just super fun. Ty, don't know if you're gonna be watching this or not. You're fucking hilarious, dude. Sorry for swearing. I just had to say it, dude. There's certain people that can just make me laugh. And bro, that is one of the funniest podcasts. If you've not seen that podcast, you're gonna go back and watch it, because if you've seen the Basement summer highlights for 2019 too, like a lot of the highlights are just stuff that Ty says, because the way he words shit is so funny. All right, I'm already 3 minutes in. I'm gonna be trying to do like 2 minutes for each person, so stick along. If you're on a podcast, I'll acknowledge. All right, so we're gonna go on to Ian. Ian, I've known you for a while, man. All the way back to like elementary school, dude. Probably like first grade or something, second grade, something like that. Used to come to VBS. My dad helped out with that. I have a picture in my workout room with you, Dylan Shea, Parker Breen, Michael, and then the rest of the Camp Amy squad. Camp Amy squad will eventually be on a podcast. Guarantee on my life, it will happen. Hopefully, actually this winter, but we'll see. It all takes time. But Ian, I've known you for a while, man. No one knows, man. Like Friday nights, YMCA, like 6th grade, like all I remember is this, dude. Here's the thing. This is the type of person that I am, and this is the type of person that you are, and that's your whole friend group. I remember in middle school at 6th grade, like I always used to sit with, it was like you, Cam, Dylan, Aaron Ross, like we just all be bullying Dylan Shea. Did I already say Dylan? I can't remember. It was like, that was the whole squad. Like Dylan was freaking it. I remember you go over his house on Fridays. We played Black Ops 2, me, you, Cam. It was just like so much fun. But I remember that we always sat together at lunch in 6th grade. And I remember that was like when you transition from elementary school to 6th grade, it was like when you're kind of like forming your cliques and stuff, like with the Winthrop kids. And I remember like it was just all my friends from Dawn were like chilling with Winthrop kids, and we kind of just, they were making friends and stuff, and it was like the popular kids table, and they always wanted me to sit there at lunch, but it was just like, dude, I had too much fun. Like you, Cam, and Dylan were so fucking funny, dude, that I would never like have left that table, man. I think it was towards, I mean, we've always kind of been friends throughout and stuff, and we're still kind of just, we've always just been like friends. Right, it's like hasn't been like super great friends, but you've always been a good friend, man. I don't know what else to say, man. Fucking love you, bud. Gotta ball up sometime. Be fun. And then we gotta go into Alex. Alex, talking about with Ben the other day, man. You guys are the two. Like, I'd probably say, I don't know. I probably have like throughout my childhood, like probably 4 people that I could pick as like my brothers. That were not related to me by blood at all. There's 4 people that I picked by brothers, and you probably be one of them. I don't want anyone to come down here. But, yeah, man. I've known you forever. When I posted that stuff on my story for your birthday, it was so funny just because it's just, all I remember is my dad used to crack up at you. I don't know why. Just because anything wild, you did it. Any toy that was out there that was the craziest freaking toy, you had it. I don't know. I just always make me laugh, dude. I remember it was Big Lexi. I can't remember the other names, but all I remember is Springfield, you and Pat Restucci just running around wild, though. We're out there just busting our ass in Springfield. Like the super sketchy part that would like had a crazy murder rate, and you guys were just playing around at the water fountain. Ice cream truck came. I still have pictures from that trip. I won't throw them in this video, but eventually they'll reach the internet, just to show how wild. I mean, you're still obviously wild, but it's just completely different animal. Actually, no, that's such a lie. All right, you're the same animal. It's just like a different style of like craziness. I don't know what else to say, dude. I freaking love you, bud. You already know it's for life. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Come on to Parker and Owen. This is another wild podcast. This was kind of crazy. So context to this before I start talking about it. I know that just took a while to get through that one episode, but Parker and Owen. Owen, we previously did one at Matt's house, and I sparked up the idea of like, yo, let's do a pop-up shop. He said he wants to do a pop-up shop in New York, and I was like that'd be dope, but like in my head, I don't know why, I always think this way business-wise. I'm like, dominate your local area and then start to expand, because you want to have that like a keystone before you start putting in the other, stones. Well, that's not how you build a bridge, obviously, but that's like how I think about it. Like you want to have a base and then you can build stuff off it. And I was like, yo, just do a pop-up shop in Ipswich. And he's like, yeah, like that's actually a good idea. And then I think towards this podcast, we were like maybe 3 days away from the actual pop-up shop happening. So I was like, yo, let's get on the podcast, do it again, run it back, kind of give people the details on the drop, what are you going to be selling, and then also just like more in-depth stuff that we didn't get to talk about at Matt's house. That was a super funny podcast. That's got a lot of highlights from it too. That was when Parker first started his kind of like vlogs on Instagram, and if anyone was around for that, there's plenty of people that were around for it. But if people forget about it, man, there was probably like no bullshit, like 20 minutes of footage every single day from Parker on his Instagram stories. And it was, I'm not going to lie, like, obviously, it can get irritating here and there to have to keep scrolling through, but I mean, it was entertaining. And I mean, pray for Parker right now. I texted him the other day just because I hadn't texted him in like 2 weeks or something. I just want to, if anyone knows the update of Parker, his status right now, text me because I'm curious. But I gave him a tank top. I gave him and Huddy tank tops. But I haven't heard from them in a while. But yeah, Parker was, dude, it was funny. He came over here that day, dude. There was like a 3-day stretch where I haven't slept because that's a whole different story. You'll see it in my Arizona trip. I'm going to be posting a vlog for that. But, dude, I was like barely sleeping. Like Parker's energy, like last summer and probably even this summer because I think he was starting to like get into that same mode again. Bro, he was like energizing. Like he made you want to constantly go, like content. And it was kind of crazy. And he was over here. And this was the day, I think this was literally like the morning after he ran away or something, dude. Like he got kicked out. And then he went to Sot's house, and dude, like no one knew where Parker was. And I'm texting Sot. I'm like, Sot, I know he's at your house right now. I know he's playing Fort. Like, where is he? He's like, all right, yeah, you're right. I'm like, can you make sure he's at my house the next morning? We got him here, got him on the podcast. I still have like 10 minutes of footage of him just like randomly filming in my house, but it was fun, dude. It was a really fun podcast. It was hilarious. Vibes are good. Those two together are hilarious. But yeah, let me get down to individuals. So Parker. Actually, yeah, let's do Parker first. So Parker, I obviously did not know at all. Holy shit, dude, wait a sec. I thought that light was about to fall on me. All right, we're back in business. But Parker, in 6th grade, I didn't really know who he was. I remember him from EDP. I think he came over one time. It was some weird, I had an interaction with him. It wasn't good in my head. I have a really good memory, and I remember that it wasn't a good interaction that I had with him. Like the first time I met him wasn't good. Like he kind of just came off as like a joking kid, but like when I first meet you, like this kind of still goes to today. Like when I first meet you, like if you try to make a joke with me, like something about me, like don't do that. Like I don't know who you are. I don't think it's funny. But so I think he did something like that. But then in 6th grade, we started playing. 6th grade, it was when I kind of came closer with Sot. And so I was like, yo, like Parker plays too. Like, so we started running threes. And then obviously when Sot got off, there was probably like one day where like me and Parker were just like, yo, you trying to still play? And we ended up playing MW3. We were going so hard, bro. Obviously, we had a win streak count. I think we probably went 100-0 in 2v2 face-offs. But what we would do is that we would challenge ourselves and we pick a gun and have to use only that gun until we got a gold. And we would race to gold against each other. It was just super fun. Parker obviously is just such a fun, like energizing vibe. So we would just play so much, just challenge each other, compete with each other, and obviously just win. And it was so much fun. Kind of disconnected with Parker in high school, and then we kind of reconnected towards the end. We did a Fortnite stream. It was me and Aiden versus Sot and Parker. I don't even play Fortnite, but they wanted to challenge us on stream, and it was just funny, man. We probably got like 20 kids from the school in there watching. Not 20, like 20 at once, but I think it was about like 80 different kids came through the stream to watch, and it was just funny, bro, because the next day everyone was talking about like, yo, like you guys like clapped them, and it's like we really, like Aiden was nasty. So that was the thing, is that Aiden was nasty at building. I'm just good at shooting, like on any game, so it was so good that Aiden had like the actual Fortnite skill, because Parker and Sod definitely had the skill, like the building skill, but we had the shots down. Whatever. Point is, Parker, my biggest memories with him was probably video games, and then also just stuff after school and middle school. But yeah, I mean, Parker, I hope you're all well, man. I hope you recover. I hope you continue to positively impact the world as you have on my life. But yeah, man, that's it. That's all I gotta say, man. Just find a way to use that energy in a positive and effective way. Because you've done that in my life, but I know there's a way for you to make something out of it. And I honestly think vlogs was a good idea. You just have to have more structure to it, and don't see how you can't be successful in that. So go on to Owen. Owen, I think he said that he's done with Group of Thrifts, which yesterday he told me that, and I was like, kind of like, oh my gosh, like, kind of hurt, man. Like, I wanted him to keep going. Let me take a sip of water. My mouth's getting dry. But I think that I don't know what you guys think, but I think that he had like a really good talent for it, and he still has a talent for it. I think he was able to do something that a lot of people from Ipswich can't do, which is, create something out of nothing and, keep grinding with it, staying active on social media, creating a following. Like, he almost has 3,000 followers on his account. It's like Owen the Runaway now. It's not like Group of Thrifts, but still, point is, I think he might still be doing customs. I'm getting my jeans and my t-shirt from him soon. I actually gave it to him almost 1 year ago. No BS. It's August 21st. I came home last year on the 25th, and I gave him stuff on like the 29th or like 28th or something. But yeah, man, I've been super patient on it, and I'm super excited for them. I think he's done with them after a year. But even then, I'm not like, I never have expectations going into anything. I'm gonna be super excited. One of one basement jeans and a basement shirt, so I'm super excited for that. But Owen, man, you got a talent. I know you know that, and it's kind of disappointing to see, people not support that. And I think that I've always been about that, man. I hope you know that I support you. I think I've gotten stuff from every single one of your drops. I think I spent the most money at your first drop. Granted, I don't have a lot of the pieces because the stuff that I bought, a lot of the stuff was jeans, and I got really weird, like, pant size. Like, some of the stuff was just way too big on the waist, and some of the stuff was way too tight on the legs because I got chunky legs. But I think you should keep going, man. I think a lot of people love the Group of Thrifts whole idea. Just the thing is that, dude, it's so hard because clothing's tough, man. Like, me, what I did with my drop is completely different than what Owen does with his stuff, right? Like, Owen pre-buys everything, and you gotta hope that it sells, right? Like, so what I do with my stuff is that I order exactly what I need to get, and then I do like a little bit extra on top of that. But pre-making stuff and praying that someone buys it is so much harder, and I can see where Owen is at. Excuse me. Just people not buying the pieces that he's making. He's putting a bunch of time and effort into, and that's tough, man. But I encourage you to stick with it. You inspired me to keep going, so you probably inspire a bunch of people to keep going, man. So I keep encouraging you to go, Owen. I love you, man. Haven't seen you in a bit, but yeah, man. I hope you keep going, man. I hope you don't give up. Let's go on to episode 8. That took way too long. That was 10 minutes. I'm going to speed this up. Cam and Gilly. All right, so I wrote Gilly a graduation thing, and I have not gotten around to writing it for Cam. And Cam, I know you're probably going to watch this. Cam, I'm going to start off with you. Cam, for many people that do not know, was probably one of the most OG supporters outside of like the Evo boys on the channel. I remember Ian was a supporter too. Rewinded back to Ian. Ian, remember Spanish class freshman year, he would watch some of my videos. I think him and Cam watched some of my videos. I know Cam still watches the videos. OG supporter. But Cam was an OG supporter. I remember he was one of the first people that followed me on Twitch. I remember he used to watch me a lot on Twitch. Back in the Fortnite days when it was like, once again, involving those two, like Cam, Gilly, Will, Connor, Drew, Isaiah, Dan, Max, Eric. Dude, I always feel so bad when I start listing a bunch of names. I feel like I have to list all of them. I don't know, Killian, Jacob, Justin, Aiden. I'm gonna end it there. All right, I'm gonna end the list there. But point being is that Cam was this huge supporter, and I don't know, man. Cam's always. Me and Cam have always had this weird thing that, like, I think internally we are like both kind of push each other, and that's what I'm really mad at. Dude, I wish our podcast recording. It was so good because it's so true. Like, me and him have a lot of the similar values in terms of like goals and outlooks on how to do things and how to execute things and approach towards tasks. I don't know, just in general, man. I think you motivate me to go beyond, like further and beyond, and to do the best that I can do in everything that I do. And I hope, well, actually, we talked about it. It's the same thing, both ways, that I motivate you, you motivate me. I think it's a super cool type of, relationship and dynamic that we have in terms of like when we work out, push each other. Every single aspect of stuff that we try to push each other to be the best that we can be in. If that makes any sense. I don't know what else to say, man. You've always been a super dope friend. I think I got closer to you, obviously, in high school when we were on the JV team together. Ted Flaherty, was that 2017, 2017, 2018, 2017, 2018. Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, man, we just got closer through that, and then I think it's just been, same ever since. It's not like we've ever been like super, super close. I think we got super, super, not like super, super close, but we got way closer over quarantine. Starting to play Fortnite together more, playing 2K together more. I think we kind of talked about that on the podcast. I can't remember if that got recorded or not. But yeah, man, Cam, you've been a super dope friend. You continue to motivate me. I think we just continue to push each other to, higher limits, to our potentials, our higher potentials. So you always need people like that in your life, man, to keep you going to a higher level. It's 20 minutes in. I still got a lot more to go. So just tune in, man. All right. If you want to skip to your name, you can. Let's go on to Gilly. Gilly, I wrote you a letter. I'm not going to say that letter out loud again, but I know that you know how much you mean to me, how much your family means to me, what you guys have done for me and my family. And I can't really remember that much before the Micah Lancaster camp, but I remember that was the first time that I actually like hung out with you. Micah Lancaster camp, went over your house after, played pool basketball. Like, who doesn't play pool basketball at Gilly's house? Like, if you hang out with him. No, I'm just joking. But Gilly's wet at pool basketball. It's actually kind of dirty. Like, he's so wet at pool basketball. It's kind of annoying. But went over there, and then it's kind of just been, I don't know. We just been, like, friends ever since. I think I got really close with you it was my... Yeah, that's what it... Is that no? I mean, we kind of got close regardless in my freshman year. We definitely got close. I don't know, dude. It's so weird. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, we've always, like, kind of been close but, like, not hung out. And then, like, my sophomore year was when I got, like, close with you. Because that was my Spanish class that I had sophomore year. By the way, Spanish classes were lit. Like, junior year... Was it junior year? It was definitely, yeah, junior year. Me, going back to another person on this podcast. Me, Cam, Eric, Ethan, dude. I could go on the whole list. Jason, whole class, lit, Murata. My junior year, that Spanish class was fucking legendary. If you guys want to link to the best school project ever created, me, Eric, and Jason, our daily routine, Chico's Day Hood, the best thing ever, bro. I edit it on iMovie, and it's actually kind of fire. Like, just the bars are actually fire. Like, if you pay attention to the lyrics, the bars are fire. But yeah, man, I think I get closer to Gilly in Spanish class, but also I think it was just video games, dude. Like, we actually played, me and Gilly, like, I'm not even this. I might be going out on a limb right here, but I honestly think that me and him played Fortnite together the most out of anyone that I played Fortnite with. No joke. I played so much Fortnite with Gilly, and even World War II. Throw it back even more. World War II, me, him, and Will, they would 2v1. So I would use a pistol, and they would use normal guns, and I would just smoke them 2v1 on hardpoint. It was so much fun, but it was fun, dude. Like, I think Gilly didn't play that much. Maybe he played some video games before that, but I think we really, like, our friendship, like, really grew on video games. And then it was like, whenever you play video games with someone, you have super fun. You go into school the next day, and then it's just like you're just messing around with them and stuff like that. But we got closer through that, and then obviously my senior year or my junior year when Johnny was a senior. That's what I think it was really like sophomore year / junior year. We really became good friends, and then it's been like the same ever since. I gotta go quicker. Sorry, Gilly, love you, kid. You know how much you mean to me. You know how much your family means to me. So, episode 9 was Eric. I already said Eric. Episode 10, Isaiah. Isaiah, once again, man. Isaiah is a unique person in terms of like there's a lot of, I'm lucky to have a lot of friends that are real friends, and by real friends I mean that people that if I go through stuff like I have, they will be there for me, and not just the first 3 weeks to 6 weeks after the accident, but they continue to acknowledge the stuff that I'm going through mentally, in regards to the accident, and just how I'm never gonna be mentally the same, as much as I want to be. I never will be, but obviously that's not gonna limit me from anything that I can do. I'm not using that as an excuse or anything. I'm just saying that like it's nice to have people that constantly understand that what I went through is something that you don't usually get over, and you won't get over. But I think Isaiah understands that. But Isaiah's always been there, man. He's probably one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Just gotta say it. Obviously he's a super clean kid too, dude. He does nothing. He's a really just good kid, dude. He's a good worker, good friend. He's a loyal person, nice person. Honestly, dude, there's nothing bad to say about Isaiah, besides video games. No, I'm playing, but I'm joking. But yeah, that's all. I think that's another reason how I got close with Isaiah too. Is we started playing video games together. I remember the first time I played with him was on MW2 Favilla Demolition. If anyone knows that map, you know what I'm saying. It was a pretty good map to spawn trap on, and I remember Hate the Game 52 joined the party. I'm like, who the heck is Hate the Game 52? And it's like, this is Isaiah. I'm like, oh jeez, because I didn't know Isaiah that well at the time. This was 8th grade, and I really wasn't like that good of friends with Isaiah. I was friends with Isaiah in 5th grade. I remember my lunch table was in 5th grade. It was me, Ben DeBello, and Isaiah. I remember Isaiah always had the Sunny D. I had the Welch's grape. I don't remember what Ben always had, but I just remember that Isaiah would always have Sunny D at lunch at Doyon. But yeah, all right. Dude, I always go on tangents. Like my mind is all over the place. I haven't slept in. Let me do the math. I haven't slept in 24 hours. All right, so I'm just buzzing right now. Isaiah, I know how much you mean to me. I think I've gone over it before with you, but if I haven't, I'll do it on text in a more lengthy, more meaningful way. But yeah, man, I think our time in sports together, pushing each other in basketball, working out, also in just Call of Duty, just constantly staying optimistic. I think also just he's a strong believer, I think, too, in like anything's possible. I think he always believes in like never giving up, and I think that's such a value that I think is powerful when we're both together, is that we know that we're never done, we're never out. And yeah, man, I just think one thing that I'm always gonna regret is that we never were able to fully play to our potential in basketball, man. I think that we could have done a lot better than we did in high school, dude. I think, dude, like me and Isaiah 2-on-2, like nasty, dude, absolutely nasty. But we just, I don't know, we just couldn't play to that same. We weren't bad, but we just not play to like the potential that we were at in pickup games. All right, so let's go on. Evo podcast was another fun podcast. Haven't done a LAN this summer, but we did one. I think literally, I want to say we did a LAN. Let me do the math. I did a LAN less than a week before the accident. So I was in the last LAN was. That's the Evo boys. So Evo boys, I'm going to go quick. Talked about Cam earlier. Not Cam James, Cam James was with Gilly. This one's Cam Millette. I've known Cam longer. I remember when Cam first moved here. He was in my 3rd grade class, Miss Trenny. I remember he was also like, me and Cam were like the top sprinters in Ipswich. It was me at lunch. This is like who it was in competition. It was me, Evan, and Cam Millette. And that's why in the thing in like elementary school, it was like, oh, like, dude, you had like the fastest kid. Like, you would race and be like, oh, dude, that kid's sick or whatever. And I remember we would always have battles, dude. Absolute battles. I remember when, dude, like, once again, this weird memories that I tie with each person. I remember when Cam came over to my house after beach day because my mom had to drive him home. He lives over there. Forgetting what it's called. Ipswich. Forgetting what it's called, dude. Am I a freaking idiot? It's like right off of Topsfield Road, in between my street and Masonic Lodge. Point is, his mom couldn't pick him up, so him and Josh came over to my house, and I just remember, like, I don't know why, we just like running around with like guns, like chasing each other. But became closer with Cam. We played sports together. I remember he played baseball, and then I think he also played. I can't remember if he played football. I want to say Cam played football. Yeah, I don't really know. But point is that Cam was always like an athletic kid. And like I said, I talked about with Ian, we always had the same lunch table kind of in middle school. And we stuck friends throughout middle school, and we're still friends now, obviously. But in 8th grade, I remember when we started up some clans, some Call of Duty clans. We had Black Ops 2 was out. So Black Ops 2 came out when I was in 6th grade. That's what it was. It was 6th grade. So Black Ops 2 came out when I was in 6th grade. And I remember we were talking about clans and stuff, and this is a whole different thing. But, like, me and Cam became a lot closer simply because of video games. Like I have, honestly, with a lot of people on this list. That's the thing. Like, video games brought me closer to a lot of people. So if anyone says video games is pointless, not only does I love video games in general, but it also it helps with it's a great social aspect that can actually help create bonds a lot of bonds, more than people think. So yeah, Cam, I love you, you know that. Also another OG supporter of the channel. Everyone in Evo kind of is an OG supporter of the channel. So yeah, nothing bad to say there. Same with, I can literally go off all of it. So the reason I started to know Drew in 6th grade, he's from Winthrop. I remember the squad was like me, Drew, I think Dave Fonzo, Stu. Because Stu was asserting Newt. Dave Fonzo, I forget what his name. It was like some weird thing. I forget what Dave's was. But he definitely played with us too. Sam Peterson and Eric. But like I remember going to Topsfield Fair with Drew and Eric, and I think maybe Sam came too. But I don't know. That was kind of like our 6th grade squad, and Drew was Sports Maniac / Pepsi Master. As you saw in the MW3 throwback video. That's another, I got to know Drew better through video games. We didn't play sports because I think he had a heart surgery in 6th grade. I don't think he was able to play sports, but he was definitely, I got to know Drew more because we had a walking crew, like after school, like everyone, middle school vibes, you know what I'm saying? We had a fat walking crew, and we would always go back to like his neighborhood / Jacob's neighborhood and / Declan's neighborhood. And we would just, play sports in the street, play street hockey at Declan's house, or play like basketball / we could play basketball at Declan's house or Jacob's house. Usually we did that at Jacob's house. But yeah, man, we always played sports, football in the backyard, the Shivases, stuff like that. So that's how I got to know Drew closer. He's another OG supporter of the channel. Him and Cam, they always used to watch my streams. I know Drew used to watch a lot. Not just, I think he watched a lot of the Black Ops 3 videos and stuff, and I streamed on YouTube during Black Ops 3, but I think he also watched when I was playing World War II, and World War II was also another time where Connor started watching me. Connor Monroe, I've known Connor since like 5th grade. He was like one of the first kids that I knew from Winthrop, kind of just because of the White Sox. So the White Sox, the kids in my grade that got drafted, it was just me, Max Civikas, and Connor Monroe. And I was kind of close with Max, but I wasn't at the time. And I remember when those teams got drafted, I was so mad. I was just like, Bill Yanakakis, I was like, Bill, why did you not draft me? Like, I don't know who this Connor kid is. I don't really know who Max is. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is happening? Why am I on this team right now? And I got closer with both of them. We used to do our prayers in the dugout. I would lead prayers. I think that's one of my favorite things, man. I think I loved like incorporating just like religion into like the most like into sports, dude. It was like 5th graders, and I got the whole team praying in here. We're down like 7-2, 8th inning. We get a rally, and we're just like, thank you, God. And we're just like screaming. We're like going crazy. I'm telling Pat Flaherty, I'm like, Pat, yeah, you get a double right here and you score 2 runs, I'll get you a bag of Skittles. He's like, bet. He goes up there, hits a double, whatever. I always remember that. And then he would like hit a double, sitting on second base. It's like Skittles now, like that, something like that, man. But Connor, I knew him from the White Sox, and then didn't really like talk to Connor that much in middle school because he didn't really play video games. I guess I know Connor more my freshman year because I don't know what it was, dude. I can't remember. I think was he in my engineering? I can't remember, Connor, if you were in my engineering the future class. I think you probably were. I honestly think you were because I know Dan and Isaiah were in it. I think Drew was in it too. I can't remember that much. Eric was in it, and I think Eric quit. Eric like dropped out of the class because he's like, I hate this. But yeah, I got to know Connor more through so I knew him from the White Sox, kind of disconnected, and then I got to know him more through video games. He played Black Ops 3. I started playing with him in that. And then we kind of like just played together / like he's always been a part of it. He's kind of followed the channel since Black Ops 3. So yeah, man, Connor's a long-time supporter. Connor and Drew, long-time supporters. I've known them for a while. Love them both. Everyone in Evo's a long-time supporter. But I think that's it for Evo because I did Isaiah, I did Dan, and then the rest. Yeah, all right, so we're good. Moving on. All right, here we go. Number 12, I already did Ben. 13, I already did Johnny. I have to do PJ, though. PJ, first off, shout out PJ because he was actually going to let me take his drone to the Grand Canyon. Little did I know, you're not allowed to use you're not allowed to use drones at national parks. I still should have brought it low-key just because Lake Powell was freaking sick, but it would have only been for Lake Powell, and I just didn't want to risk breaking it, so I didn't bring it. But he also I forgot about Lake Powell, but he suggested to go to Lake Powell. Super good suggestion. But PJ's always, I knew PJ throughout middle school. Like I knew those kids. I knew a lot of the kids in the grade above me, mutually throughout middle school. I wouldn't say like we were like super good friends, but like just we're like mutual friends. Like I knew them, and we were decent friends. Dude, I've been talking for 36 minutes. This is freaking crazy. But PJ, I think I got to know him a lot better. When I got to start to know Johnny, I got to know PJ a little bit better. And then what really, like, made me and PJ friends was not only, like, video games. Like, we kind of, like, talk about video games and stuff like that. But was my junior year when he was a senior, and we had a freaking sick gym class. We talked about this on his podcast. If you want to go check it out, you can go check it out, and it goes more in depth. The point is that we became a lot better friends because of that gym class. That led into video games, and then we just figured out, like, yo, we like sports, we like video games, we're nasty at both, so, like, why not be friends? And that was kind of it. PJ's got like PJ's got one of the funniest senses of humor, like especially when he's around Johnny. I don't know why. It's just so funny. Like just the way, like in the highlights you'll see it, like the basement highlights summer 2019. You'll see like it's the way he responds to stuff Johnny says is hilarious. But PJ, Love you, man. I appreciate that you were even going to allow me to take a $750 drone on vacation, knowing that it potentially could be broken. That would have stunk. So I didn't want to risk it, but that would have kind of been sick. Lake Powell. Hey, we're going to go to Lake Powell. I promise you. That would be sick. Let me see who else do I got. So that was episode 13. Let's go. We got episode 14 was the summer highlights. Episode 15. Okay. We got Ray, Nikhil, and Will. All right. So Ray, person that I have not known the longest, and that's kind of it. But like, I mean, Ray is obviously a super like motivating person to play basketball against in terms of like he's younger than you and he's really good. So he's one of those people that when you go up against him in basketball, you want to beat him so badly, not to just be like show your seniority or whatever, but also just to be like I can still hang with him. But Ray's a really good player. I hope they have a season this year just so they can prove how much they've been working on their game. Because they've been working hard. I know they have been. I know I haven't been there the entire summer working with them. I've barely been there at all, but I know how hard they're working. And I hope that they have an opportunity to show that this year. So Ray, keep motivating people to work hard. You motivate me to stay fit. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know, man. Keep doing you. We got Nikhil. Now Nikhil's one funny ass kid, dude. All right, so Nikhil, I think my peak relationship with Nikhil was I started to know him better. I think when I was a junior, because that was his freshman year. I started to know him better because I mean, in the words of Flexi, I guess they still talk about it, but my impersonation of Eric, all right, I can do pretty good impersonations. And Nikhil, I think Nikhil loved it when he heard Alex do it. And then like we both just do like Eric impersonations, and it's just hilarious. We just like crack each other up. We just like just the whole walk, like the lip and everything, it was just so funny. So I get to know him basically through Eric impersonations. And then basketball too. But then really it was my senior year that I got to know him better, because that's when he was on the team and I was driving him. You know, I was driving him back and forth from practice. I was picking him up. All that stuff, man. You get close to anyone that you have to pick up and drop off before and after practice in any scenario. Like you talk to them, you chill or whatever, like so me and Nikhil became like good friends through that. We're still good friends today, but it's like not like peak, obviously, because it's not like we're on the same team or we're like, seeing each other every day. But I got him the job at the Clam Box that summer. I know we didn't stay there long, but it was just funny, dude. He is a funny ass dude. Like he's one of those people that like you constantly just laugh with because it's so funny. Like I don't know, Nikhil, you're a funny ass dude. Keep doing you. I hope that you get to prove people wrong / show them how much you've been working this year. Like I said with Ray too, but I think especially with you, man. I know that you're out there to make a statement this year, and I hope that you're able to do it. Not like in terms of like I know you're gonna be able to do it if the season's on. I'm hoping that the season is on, is what I'm trying to say. Like if the season's on, I can't wait for you to show people up. And then Will, man, Will, my motherfucking Will, man. Will is a funny kid. Here's the thing. Me, him, and Gilly. Dude, the comedy, alright, like, here's the thing, too. Like, you can throw Dan in there, too. Like, the comedy that we have when we do anything together is too funny. Like, it's too funny. It's hilarious. I think we have like the same approach to comedy. It's just we like laugh at the same exact stuff. So me and Will, I didn't really know Will at all until my sophomore year. Once again, just like with Cam, he was on our team. But I got closer with Will than I did with Cam because we talked about it before on the podcast. Cam was, He was by someone, all right, and he couldn't be at the CAD lab after school. So Will was there though, and Will will vouch for this. I'm not sure if Will's gonna watch this or not, but CAD lab days were some of the funniest fucking times I've ever had in my entire life. Me, Will, Gibby, Eric, Dan, every day after school. It was so funny, dude. We would just do the randomest. I mean, we do sports quizzes, but it was just so funny, dude. We get there, we all meet there, put our bags down, go to Shaw's, bagel, and then we come back, Sporkle, right? And then we do Sporkle, and then we watch like random highlights on YouTube. We watch movie trailers. It was just, dude, it was so funny. And the thing is that all of us have, like, we're all like funny people. Like me, Will, Gibby, Dan, and Eric, funny people, all together in one room after school, like every day. And it was so funny, dude. So I got to know Will really well from that. And then my junior year, like he hadn't been to like any parties yet, and I think that's when we became like really good friends, because I got him. It was me, Johnny inviting me to parties, and then I was like, yo, can Will and Andrew come? And he's like, yeah, let me ask. And then he came. So I think they were like some of the only underclassmen like going to these parties, and like that's how we got closer. And then obviously my senior year, dude, like just ever since the CAD lab, my relationship with Will has just like been the same. Like we just same comedy, funny kid, love playing video games together, and I mean we dominated basketball too together. But yeah, man, it was just too funny, dude. Like just there's not one time that I've hung out with Will where we're just like not making each other laugh. Kid's hilarious. Love you, bud. All right, go on to Coach LaRoche. I think I've already told. I can't remember. I think I kind of told him that on the podcast set. I mean, he's just. I think there's a lot of things to talk about with LaRoche in terms of like how much he's impacted your life and stuff like that as a coach. But I think just one of the main lessons that I took away from him, that I also took away from my dad and his fire, was just, there's terrible incidents that happen, and obviously a fire is completely different than a DUI, but I think LaRoche just responded in the only way that I would respond, and I hope other people would respond, but it takes a lot of guts, and it takes like a lot of time to kind of rebuild stuff, and I think he's done a really good job doing that. I think that at first a lot of people were pissed off, and people might still be pissed off, and if you are one of those if you're a person that's still mad at the situation, get over it. Like life's way too short to be worrying about a DUI back in 2016. But I think he really showed me that like that's the power of relationships, man. That's the power of like your reputation, power of what you've built with people throughout the years. I mean, he still has a really strong relationship in Ipswich, but I'm saying that like he had such a strong relationship in Ipswich. If he did not have those relationships, he would have been out, dude. He would have been gone. He would not have a job at Ipswich right now. It'd probably be really hard for him to get a job teaching. So I just think that just shows how much relationships matter, and just how much of a good person he actually is, and how just teaches you the lesson, man, that every person makes a bad mistake, but it just depends on how you bounce back from it. So that's what I take away from you, Coach. Love you. Go on to Jacob. Jacob, once again, dude, this another person that there's probably like I can't recall a time that I hang out with Jacob that I'm not laughing. Like we haven't hung out as much as we did in like early high school / middle school. And that's one reason or the other, but dude, too many good times with Jacob. I've known Jacob for a while. I think we really became really good friends in middle school. More like 7th grade. 7th grade is like peak like after school like just vibes. And I got to know Jacob really well through that. Jacob's family's awesome. I don't know, man. Jacob's another genuine ass person, dude. He's a genuine person. He's a person that you want in your life for like ever, dude. Like everyone needs a Jacob in their life. All I gotta say, man. Yeah. Besides that, I mean, I think he's going to North Shore this semester. I think a lot of people are home though. I was gonna say, I mean, like, it kind of be dope because there's a lot of people that are just going to North Shore, but I think a lot of people are home anyways. But I can't wait to spend the fall with people that I wasn't able to spend the fall with for the first time in like 15 years last year. So, Jacob, I love you. You know how much you mean to me. Too many good times together. Keep adding some good times to the list, though. All right, and then we got Jimmy. We're 50 minutes in. About halfway done. A little over halfway. I'm going to get this off. So, Jimmy is a person that motivates me to excel on multiple different levels. And I'm not going to go super in depth with this because he knows how much he motivates me to excel. But I think that he, more than anything, helps me make logical decisions in everything, in every aspect of life. He's also just a super genuine guy too. I still amazes me how I met him and how it was such a simple first interaction and how we've grown to have like a relationship, a really good friendship. So, Jimmy, appreciate you, man. You know how much you mean to me. So yeah, man. All right, here we go. We'll keep going on. Episode 19. So I already did Ty, Ben, and Eric. So the only other person on that episode I have to do is Murphy. Murphy, once again, dude. All right, so I knew Murphy throughout elementary school. Not that close with him. Football, and once again, football wasn't my like sport, dude. I don't like pads. Like, I can play backyard football for days, but dude, just pads. I don't. Just the restrictions. I hated it so much. So I remember he played football, and we like kind of messed around. We like friends and stuff from that. But I think I got to really, what I get to know, middle school. Middle school is when I got to really know Murphy because that was through baseball. So, and basketball. We played the same sports for 7th and 8th grade. That's what it was. 7th, yeah, kind of. I don't really know. But point is that I got to know Murphy really well through sports. I don't know what else to say, man. Murphy's another funny ass kid. Murphy is a funny kid. He's actually like surprisingly, like you'd be surprised to see how like he's like I'm gonna go out there and say it, like he's kind of like freakishly athletic. Like when we play on the mini hoops at his house, I'm surprised how quickly he moves and jumps as high as he does. Because he's not a he's like a I think he was a linebacker or something. I don't know what he was. Was he he played defense at St. John's and he won a state championship there. But he's like a linebacker / lineman, dude. Like he's like a big kid and he moves quickly. Like he moves really quickly. Murph, you're a freakish athlete. But also, I'll never forget Anzac math class, 8th grade. Funny, dude. Funny times. And then also, were you in there? I can't, no, I don't think you were in that one. Were you? Maybe you were. I know you were in my 7th grade one. And I feel so bad that I'm not remembering your name right now. Blonde math teacher, 7th grade. Freaking, I'm going to freak out. But I remember you always wanted me to do impersonations. We always just did, like, I don't know. We did funny references in that class. I just remember, like, every single day when I walked in, you wanted me to do, like, a Drake and Josh reference. Like, you threw the window. I'm not going to even say it, but it's like, you threw the pad out the window, Transpiracy. All right. And then episode 20, my dad. 21, here we go. We got Ethan, Wyatt, Arlen. So, Wyatt, I'm going to do Wyatt. Wyatt, I think, dude, you're a strong kid, man. And I remember the day that your dad got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I think was it pancreatic? Pardon me for not knowing what type of cancer it is, but I remember the day that he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I was, dude, I felt so bad, man. I don't know what else to say, man. I felt so bad. Um, I still, like, I don't know how it would feel to see someone that you love, and someone that you know in your entire life to have to see them struggle and go through stuff like that. That's something that I'll always say that I'm happy that I didn't have to see my dad go through. So man, I just props to you for finding healthy alternatives like focusing on lacrosse and other stuff like that to use that emotion in a positive way, man. So I give you props for that and continue to do it, man. It's awesome. We got Arlen. Arlen, I didn't get to know until I was, I think it was like spring of my senior year. Yeah, spring of my senior year, because I followed, all right, so my parents and mainly my parents, would always go around to check out the playoff games after we didn't make the playoffs, as usual. So they would go around and support the teams that made the playoffs, and it was Georgetown. And Georgetown, ever since I think they beat Manchester Essex at Manchester Essex Place my senior year. That was Arlen's junior year, and I was like, Arlen balled out, like he hit some big threes, and I knew he was friends with like Ethan and stuff, so I texted him on Instagram, or I was like, yo, like you played really good, man, good shit. And then I knew Hunter Lane because my dad was friends with his stepdad, and so I was just like, Hunter, you played really good and stuff, man. And I started following them, texting them more like, yo, where are you guys playing? Like, who's your next like matchup, like that stuff. And eventually we just got in contact, played basketball a couple times with each other. I started working out with him. I started teaching him how to work out. Not teach him how to work out, but like kind of like motivate him to work out and show him how I do it. And then sadly one day we were playing pickup, and if you guys have ever gone to the Y, there's this Asian family, the guy that wears the tights while he works out. Like, so weird, but like they're nice people, but like who the heck wears compression tights while you're working out? Compression everything, guy, it's just weird. But they have 2 kids that just run around aimlessly in the gym, just run around 4 hours straight. It's so annoying. And one of them was like this 8-year-old that like the kid was running around, and we're mid pickup game, like 3-on-3, and Arlen got a rebound and turns, and the kid's right at his knee, and Arlen like messed up his knee because of it. I felt so bad. I think it was his knee or his ankle. Dude, he did something. He really messed up some part of his leg, and I felt so bad. So after that, we haven't worked out since, but I balled up with him since, and Arlen's he's a genuine person from what I know, from my experience with him. Obviously, he's pretty good at basketball, too. I beat him in one-on-one. King of the court, though. We'll see. King of the court. Yeah, Arlen, you super chill, man. Glad that I got to know you, and that I continue to know you. Ethan, E-Dog. I've known E-Dog for a while. EDP. You already know what I'm saying. EDP, Ethan was probably one of my first friends in the grade below me. Like him and I don't know, man. I mean, for the younger kids squad that I knew, below me, it was Brennan Duffy, it was Justin Moran. In terms of EDP kids, I think Justin Moran went to EDP. Yeah, I think he did. But it was Brennan Duffy, Justin Moran, Justin Brum, Andrew San Bernardi, Will Janolfi, Ethan. And I think that was kind of, dude, I always feel so bad when I forget because that was mainly it. But Ethan was my closest one because he lives right off of Topsfield Road too. So we knew each other, but we started hanging out more. Sports too, that was kind of because of sports, but also because we played MW3, man. We played video games together, and that's another thing. Majin Buu, Ethan, man. I remember just going over your house, Alex would be playing MW3 or whatever, and we'd be waiting for our turn, just listening to Roll Up by Wiz Khalifa. I don't know, it's just so So I have so many like vivid memories of just like certain situations and stuff with people when I was growing up. Um, but yeah, man, me and Ethan had like similar interests. Like we were both like into like skating and skating video games when we were growing up. We both liked music, like Guitar Hero, Call of Duty. We both loved basketball and football, like Madden and I mean like kind of more like Madden. Like we like football, the sport. It was fun to play, but I think he's another person that just doesn't like the pads. It's like much rather play backyard football. But yeah, I got to know Ethan really well through that. And yeah, we kind of just been friends ever since, man. I just fucking love the kid, dude. I love him. Let's keep going. Now we're on to Amy Norris. Already did that. Eric and Johnny did that. Abby and Coco. So I think I already did Coco. So go on to Abby. Abby, I don't know. It's kind of been weird because I didn't know Abby until my sophomore year. But she's like a funny person. I don't know how to say it. Like, she said on the podcast that, like, me and Eric and a couple other people get it. But, like, there's just people that, like, Abby and Coco, the dynamic between Abby and Coco is, like one in a million. Like, you're never going to find that, like, somewhere else. Like, just, they came on here with, like, these animal, like, blanket things over their heads. And, like, when, just picture them, like, walking in here. And I'm, like, sitting right here. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on? What are y'all wearing? But it was just funny. Like, I'm not judging them, but I'm just like, what is going on? Like, it's funny. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, Abby is, from my personal experience, a really nice and just a funny person. Just a funny person to have around. So yeah, that's all I got to say. The boys. Dude, I forgot how many, like, big groups I did. All right, so the boys. We're going to have to go real quick. Dagan. I'm gonna go, like, spit off real quick stuff. All right, Dagan. I didn't really know you that well until high school, obviously. I kind of knew you in middle school, like, a little bit. Just from that neighborhood, like, nightlife, kind of like if you were hanging out with, like, the Perros or something, or, like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of knew you. But I got to respect, bro. Someone that actually puts up a lot of money on a bet. I'm not, like, you might cringe at this a little bit, but dude, it's honest. I respect that you actually paid it, and people have said that to me too, like, in response to it, because dude, that's like real, like, respect when you say you're gonna do something, and you know you might be a little bit tipsy, and you actually follow through with it. Like, that was respect. So, you don't know how much, dude. That actually, like, that's respect that you did that. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I love you so much. It's fun partying with you, man. It's fun hanging with you. You know, they're just fun, like, fun, genuine person. Go on to Eli. Eli, I did not know, once again, like, same with, like, a lot of kind of kids on this podcast. I did not know you till high school, man. But you're another person, man. You know how to party, man. You know how to have fun. I can't think of a time that I didn't have fun with you. It's kind of always, whenever we're together, it's usually a fun, eventful time. So I thank you for throwing some of those fun, eventful times and providing a place to have those times. But yeah, man, another fun, like, just funny, genuine person, man. Your grade kind of is all like that to me. To me, I just, dude, like, once again, when I'm saying this stuff, like, it's my personal relationship with the person, right? And I'm not saying, like, Eli, don't take this as, like you have, like, a bad reputation, right? Because I do not think that at all. But I'm just saying, like, I do not want to get flack for people saying, like, oh, how could you say he's a genuine person when blah, 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 right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not just with you. That's with other people, too, in the beginning, and everyone that I've done, right? I am saying my personal experience with that person. And Eli, I fucking love you. Know that. All right? Know that. You and Dagan, your whole grade, I love you guys. All right? And that's kind of because, like, I love Alex and I love Josh Millette, and I kind of got to know everyone else through them in that grade. But let's go on. We got Dom. Dom is another Dude, Dom's a funny ass kid. I got to know Dom really well through engineering, and then especially, dude, I got to know this is like the game changer when we went on the Houston trip, or not Houston, College Station trip, bro. That was the funniest thing ever, dude. That's when I got to really know Dom, and it's just never been the same since, dude. Like we just love to bull together. We just love to just like mess around. He's another person that just loves to like mess with Eric too. Like I feel like your whole grade does. Like your whole grade like loves to like that whole podcast. We were kind of just like trolling with Eric, dude. It was so much fun. All right, let's go on. Who else we got? We got Chase. Chase is another. I've known. All right, here's the thing. I've known Chase and the Peros for a while, simply because of like them being in Xbox parties and stuff, and just also from the neighborhood. So Chase and Ava grew up on her drive, and that was like, so like the houses on that street. It was Drew, and then I want to say I can't remember if it was Peros, then the Huntleys, or the Huntleys and the Peros, whatever. They're both on the same side of the street, and they were like next to each other, I think. And then you come down, and it's Jacobs, and then Declan's. All right, and then you have the Kashivases over here, etc. But Huntley's, I mean, I've known Chase for a little bit now, and he's another person that I came close with on the Houston trip. Like, just like Dom, close with him on the Houston trip. Found out that, like, they're super fun to just hang out with. They're just funny. We just put, like, the lotion on Miller while he's sleeping. Like, just funny shit, dude. It was just, I don't know, that was a fun time. Farley, I got to know Farley once again, probably just like I got to know Eli and Dagan just from good times. Like, just like, I mean, we obviously play. I think he plays basketball sometimes after school or something. Like, we play some pickups here and there. But I really got to know Farley just probably from just playing, not playing, just being at parties and stuff and just having fun with him. Let me think, who else? Sorry, dude. This is bad in my head. I don't think am I? Oh, then Josh. I forgot to do Josh. What am I talking about? I just mentioned Josh and Alex, and that's how I knew them. So I know, obviously, I was talking about Cam Millette earlier, and I knew Josh from Cam. And although that I don't really, I wouldn't say that I talk to Josh that much anymore and stuff like that, or if I really ever did at one point. But I've always like loved Josh, and I'll always like stick by him just because of when they first moved here. I just thought like him and Cam. I love both of them, dude. They just come from a super nice family. I remember going over Cam's house for one of his birthdays. I remember sitting there watching Family Guy, waking up to Big Daddy by Adam Sandler, or with Adam Sandler in it. I don't know, just like weird, vivid memories. But yeah, he's Josh, super nice person, same as Cam, and same as their whole entire family. So yeah, man, love you guys. Okay, that's done for the boys. Now we're going on to let me see. I think it's Erica, Amaya, and Olivia. So, just like dude, I honestly just group like I got to know all of them. So I knew Erica obviously because of Catherine's in my grade, right? And like I think I didn't really know her though. I really got to know her when I was a senior. And this is all like I've gotten to know like the majority of those people from the Boys podcast, and then from like Olivia, Amaya, and Erica. I got to know all those people basically from Eli's house. Just like straight flat up. Like majority of those people I got to know a lot better through parties, and the majority of those parties were at Eli's house. This summer I got to know them better. Simply from just I think there was a couple like little get-togethers at Catherine's house / Erica's house. So I got to know them better through that. But I just think they're, once again, just fun people, dude. Like, they're fun people to party with. I think they're super nice. Yeah, but more than anything, dude, like, they're just fun to people to party with. I don't know. There's no other way to say it. They're fun people to party with. They're entertaining. As much as that podcast is disliked, and I can understand why, and I can see why, but I just think that I think it was an entertaining podcast. I don't want to be 100% honest. Some people, I mean, majority of people agree that it's 100% entertaining. It's just, there was just too much tea spilled. It was too much, I don't know. It was just too much. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to talk too much on it, but I love y'all. Can't wait to party with y'all when y'all get back. I didn't mean to hit my mic there. So let's get back to it. Now we're going on to episode 27. I think this is one of my favorite podcasts. It was with Sandy. Like, Sandy, too funny. Just too funny. I'm not going to do all the ones in Sandy. I'm just going to do the people that were on the podcast. Actually, nah, you know what? Screw that. I think this is my generalization for Sandy is this. I have just as much fun with them as I do with any group of people, right? But I also think they're more, I think they're like really, I think they're really good people just in general. I don't know why. Like, you can say whatever you want, but I think Michaela, Andrea, let me go. I got Amanda, Haley, Andriana, Michaela, Marissa, Chloe, Savannah, Ava, and Casey. All of them. So much fun to party with. But also, I think they're just like, I think they're really sweet people. I think they're nice people. And that's like one of the best combinations. It's when you have like straight up people that like are sweet, funny, honest people outside of partying, but also like the most fun people to party with at night. They're just so much fun. And yeah, to be honest, like, they make the summer, man. Like, if anyone out there doesn't agree with that, like, Sandy, you know, they can turn a night from like a 5 out of 10 night to a fucking 9 out of 10 night. No joke. That's how much fun you guys are. That's how much I enjoy being around y'all. So I hope it's mutual. I hope it's both ways. But yeah, I love y'all. 28 is Cam. I already talked about Cam for a little bit. When we did episode, I think it was episode 8 or 9, whatever the one he was on with Gilly. Coming up to the last one, episode 29. So I'm surprised that was the last one I did. That seems like a while ago. When did I post this? I feel like that's been a while. Yo, I've been going for 110 minutes. This is crazy. See, this is why people get confused. Like, when you hop on a podcast with me, it's so easy to talk. Like, we're going to talk on forever. But yeah, so let's start off. So, first name is Amanda. Amanda, you know how much you mean to me, and how much, you know, you've been a good friend, and how I'm happy that we've become friends. I know it's not the best way to become friends is post accident, and that's how you contacted me and how we started talking. And I don't know how to say it. Like, it's unfortunate that we had to become friends. We didn't have to, but we became friends over a situation like that. But I'm happy that we did. I know you're gonna kill it at Bryant. I already said that to you. All that. I think everyone, all the freshmen going off to college this year, at least the ones that I had on my podcast, and, you know, people that I didn't even have on the podcast, you know, I'm friends with. I wish the best for y'all. I know you guys are gonna kill it. Keep persevering, fight through those mental battles, have some fun, even though COVID's kind of screwing everything over. But yeah, man, it's so, you know that I love you. Thank you for being a really good friend, and yeah, that's all I got. You know the rest. 12:24. Dude, I've actually been going for a while. Holy crap! All right, so Lily. I don't know. I did not know Lily that well, and I still don't know Lily that well. But But here's the thing. I don't like to use the word acquaintances. I use mutual friends, I use friends, and I use like super good friends, like which equals kind of best friends. I don't really use I don't like to use the term best friends because I never really use that term just because I feel like it makes people feel bad if they're not like my best friend or whatever. I would say Lily is like a mutual / friend. And I know that, I mean, I'm kind of just going off this. Lily, I know you're a super nice person. I know that you are. I know you're really super nice, genuine, funny girl. And I think that was one of the best reasons why you and Gilly are together. Like, you guys are both share the same qualities of, like, y'all are, like, goofy, funny, and mainly you guys are just sweet, genuine people. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. I'm happy that you're with a really good friend of mine and that you guys are both super happy. You guys make each other really happy. Obviously, I hope you kill it at college too. Early education, I remember. Don't worry. Haley O'Connor. Haley, when I get to, I don't really know when I knew Haley. I feel like it was like somewhere through middle of high school. But that was another party kind of type of thing. Like I got to know her through partying. But Haley's a super nice person too. I don't know what else to say. I think she works out a lot and she works really hard, and I'm happy that she's got a D1 opportunity at Old Dominion for lacrosse, and I hope you kill that opportunity. I hope that you do what you want to do with lacrosse. I think you talked about how you want to be high up in a sporting franchise or / team organization office or something like that. That was your goal. So I hope that you pursue that. I hope that you keep going for that. And obviously, I hope that there's a lacrosse season this spring, so you're able to showcase your talents at the D1 level. And then we got Bryn. All right, so here's the thing. Like, I'm doing highlights too right now. So highlights summer 2020 will be out. Bryn, Bryn from this podcast was probably like the one who made the most highlights. Bryn, you are freaking hilarious. It's too funny. Like, the most random stuff. All right, so like the sun and the solar system, we're gonna work on that. All right, I'm gonna have to email the people at, I forget, what college are you going to? You're going to Curry, right? No, what? I can't remember what college you're going to, and that's on me for not knowing that. But it is too funny that I don't know why. Like, watching that podcast back, just like hearing the stuff you were saying was just making me crack up. And I obviously know you're joking around with some stuff. Like, for the stuff you didn't know, I know that you were making jokes out of it, but it was still so funny. Like, then the toes is the most random thing. If you guys haven't seen that podcast, you got to go back and watch it. But if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I guess just wait till the highlights and you'll see just the most random, like, like Bryn whips out her toes and it's like who wants to pay for some pics of these things or whatever. All right, and then the last two people on the list is Sarah and Hannah Janvrin. They were another family that I had known. I knew Sarah from, actually no, with Sarah and Hannah, I knew both of them kind of growing up because once again they're on the opposite street of Jacob, and I think one point or another, you know, like there's just nights where, you know, Jack Sott would be at Jacob's house and Nick would be at Sarah's house because they were dating in middle school and stuff like that, and you know, we'd all just cross paths or whatever. So I knew you know, Sarah's crew. I knew Hannah and Sarah's friend group growing up. It's not like we were like friends or anything, but I just knew them. But then I got to know Sarah a little bit better because she dated Aiden for like 2 years. And obviously I'm friends with Aiden, so like got to know her a little bit. I think one of my funniest, like my first time with like hanging out with Sarah was literally like, I don't know why, I just laugh when I think about this. So we went to all right. So Aiden hits me up. He's like, yo, let's go see the new Avengers like Endgame movie. And I'm like, yes, I haven't seen it. Like, it was a month after, it was like 3 weeks after it came out. Everyone's already seen it. No one was spoiling it, which was good. Like I heard some stuff, but it wasn't like big spoilers. And I was like, yes, let's do it. I'm gonna head to work out at the Y. Come pick me up at my house at like 5 or something, right? So I'm pulling up on my street, and there they are. They're waiting in Aiden's truck, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, Sarah's coming too. I'm like, this is about to be weird. Like, does she actually want to see an Avengers movie? Like, what? And then get in the car, and it's just like why? Like I'm happy that you're coming, but like, do you know like this movie at all? And she's like, no idea. And she like, it was the funniest thing. Like, we're sitting in the movie theater. Aiden went to go get popcorn, and she's just like blasting off like these like funny ass questions, just like almost asking like what the whole movie's about. Like she's like never heard of the Avengers, which I don't. There's no problem with that at all. Like, I bet that people could ask me about some TV show and some, I don't know, some weird stuff that I don't know about. But it was just funny that she came to the movie, and there's just the whole time, like, she just kept like looking at my face to like see my reaction, and then like would like poke Amy and be like, look at Jack. It was just like, what? Like the entire movie. I don't know why. It was so funny. I just remember, and towards the end when Iron Man dies, she kept looking back and forth at us to see if we were crying. And she was not even watching the movie the entire time. She's on her phone or just like looking at my face or Aiden's face for reactions. It was funny, but then I got to start working at EDP with both of them. I'm sad that it got ended by COVID, but that was pretty fun while it lasted. I think it started to get a lot more fun towards the end. We just play like we would play like Foursquare, and I would just like hold down the 4 spot for like 20 minutes straight, and like I would just like spike the ball into the kid's face. No, I wouldn't do that, but I would make sure I like always like hold the 4 spot. But it was fun. Like EDP was fun. I'm sad that it ended. I'm hoping that it happens this year. I doubt it will, but yeah. So I got to know them a lot better through EDP. And then after the accident, they were really nice, and they reached out, and they were there for me. So love y'all both. Love the whole fam. Sarah, Carrie, Hannah, Nancy. Nancy, I'm sorry that I disappointed you and got you mad when we dropped that podcast. And then also when we were talking about it with Abby and Coco about the shenanigans at your house. I honestly think there's nothing to be ashamed of, just because it's kids being kids. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Thank y'all for watching the video. If you made it through, it's been 120 minutes of me talking about my personal relationships with each person that came on the podcast, and generally how much they mean to me and how much they affect my life. And obviously, if I wanted to actually talk about how much they've affected my life and stuff, I could talk on forever. But I think 120 minutes is it's pretty good. It's a pretty decent amount of time to talk about how much people have meant to me in my life. So what we're looking at right now, I'm gonna upload this today, and then we're gonna do the Arizona trip. So this is the order of uploads that I have on my channel right now. I'm gonna do this one today. So today's Friday. Arizona trip tomorrow. And then on Sunday I'm recording a podcast with Eric and Dan, and it's gonna be Flip the Roll. So I'm gonna post something on my story on Sunday. And have people ask questions that they want me to answer on the podcast. It's gonna be flipping the role. So Dan and Eric are gonna interview me, and then we'll kind of do a collaborative thing at the end. And then besides that, I think I'm gonna try to do a podcast in the week with Ben to kind of just go over like mental health stuff and just an updated one, just because last time me and him went one-on-one was last summer, so we're gonna go one-on-one again. But yeah, besides that, man, let me know if you want to be on a podcast. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope that it kind of sparks motivation in you to go out and tell your friends how much they mean to you, because you never want to live in fear of death, but you want to just live. I would rather live knowing that I was able to share with my friends how much they mean to me, even if they're not their friends. Like not everyone. I consider everyone that I brought on this podcast, I consider my friend. And I talked about that before. Like, yeah, I know I'm not like I know like all everything about you and that stuff, but I think the podcast is just an opportunity for all of us to come on here, have a comfortable environment to talk about what you want to talk about, and then also just to get to know each other better. And I wouldn't invite people over my house if I didn't like you. So yeah. Quick shout out to Nick Canzano real quick too. Nick Canzano, Nick, if you're watching this, doubt you are. But if you are, I knew this before I started the podcast that I would have to be able to deal with this. But when you talked about it on your podcast, it was just still one of my favorite ones, just in terms of like outlook on everything. To be able to not worry about what people will judge you for. You know, I know a lot of the people that came over came over my house. I know for a fact that you got more money than me, you had a better house than me, you're going to a better college than me, all this other stuff, right? You're a higher class than me, right? A lot of the people that came over and stuff, not a higher class. I don't know how to describe it. You just got, you're more financially well off than me, my mom, and my family. And now, especially now, me and my mom. So I appreciate Nick for, reiterating the point that I realized when I started the podcast that I would have to, deal with, is the fact that, I'm not worried about people coming over my house. I know when you come in here, you're going to be like, wow, like I thought Jack had a bigger house, like I got my freaking Fruity Pebble looking polo shirt on. You're thinking that this kid's rolling in the Benjamins. Nah. Me personally, for my age, I'd say I'm pretty good right now. But just overall, I don't have the biggest house, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I think Nick helped me understand that, like, if you and another person are friends, and you guys mess with each other, you guys click, you guys like each other, you guys have fun when you're together, all that stuff. There's no reason that you should ever have a problem inviting them over your house. And I think that's one of my favorite things, man. I've had a lot more people over my house in the past year than I have from like 6th grade to my senior year, to be honest. 6 years I had less people over than I've had over in the past year. Obviously part of that's because of the podcast, but also just partly because I've become so much more open to understanding that, like, I've made a dope thing down here. Like, this is all me. Like, if I can pull up the picture, I'm all me in terms of design. Obviously my dad helped me a lot with putting up some of the stuff, and my mom too. I mean, she helped me a lot. We had to do a lot of work down here to make it look what it's like. And I know, some of the OG people like Ethan, Ben, even some other people. I think Declan Jacob, even Will Morrow. I think Jack Stott, Isaiah, like Michael. Obviously Michael too. I rarely ever say Michael. If you're watching this, I rarely ever say your name because you know that you've been a part of my life since I was 2, and you've seen everything in my life, and I've seen mostly everything in your life, if not everything in your life too. So it's like, I feel like it's almost just like, Michael's a constant, and then these other ones are like potentially nots. But yeah, man. So I mean, this basement's come a long way, and I'm happy of how it looks. I'm content with how it looks and how I utilize the space, and I'm happy that I'm not 6th grade Jack anymore, where I'm nervous about what people think about my house and if they're gonna judge me or whatever. And I thank you for not judging me, at least directly, not to my face. You can say whatever you want behind my back, and it won't affect me that much. But I just, I appreciate everyone that comes in here, has fun on the podcast, has a good time, and, just respects, what I got. That really made no sense at the end. But I'm keeping it all in because we keep it raw. It's the basement. So yeah, man, we'll be back with podcasts on Sunday. I hope you enjoy this little snippet. I hope this doesn't enjoy. That made no sense. I'm saying, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it enjoyed you so much that you are motivated to go tell people that you care about how much they mean to you. right now. I said it about on my dad's podcast. I said it at the end. I was like, stop what you're doing and go text someone right now. I know it might not make any sense. Go watch Interstellar. You'll understand that, like, you know, this life is so much more than what we make it to be on Earth, and there's no reason that you can't text your friend right now and just be like, yo, like, I love you. Like, I know you know that, but I love you. That's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.